Why does this Pixel user keep an iPhone? Before I get started with this video, I want to say one thing first. Before I actually start, I want to say that I am not trapped in Apple's ecosystem, though I own almost everything that's included in Apple's ecosystem. Let's use iMessage. I don't really use iMessage. I'm not bound to it. I don't care about the color of the bubbles whatsoever. And I barely even talk to users that actually own an iPhone. And that's not by choice. That's only because my circle of people that I deal with on a consistent basis, they just prefer Androids. 2, FaceTime. FaceTime is not something that I use. I actually don't remember the last time I even used FaceTime. My family and my friends, we kind of like set on Google Meet, and that's kind of like what we've been using forever. You know, a lot of people use it at their job and stuff like that. So it just kind of be a common thing that we use over like FaceTime. So I never got into the whole FaceTime thing. So it's not another lock-in or tie-in, as well as like iMessage as well. And AirDrop. AirDrop, unless you live under a rock, AirDrop is now available between Pixels and iPhones. It was one of the major reasons why I actually kept an iPhone for a very long time, because I was using my Macs, and you know, of course, when I had my Macs, I couldn't AirDrop videos or photos from my Pixel phone to my Mac, or my Samsung phones to my Mac. It was just a lot. And I always had to use like third-party apps to do that, and I really hate it, and I wish that I could do it natively. But then of course, you know, my Windows machines that I do have, then we had Quick Share, and that made things better for me with my Windows and my Android, but it never connected my Macs. And I do most of my editing on Macs like most creators do, because Macs are just really good for editing. Come on, man. Everybody knows that. So these are 3 things that normally will lock down other users. So this next thing I'm about to say is going to be the real reason why a lot of people stay locked down to iPhones and just can't move away if they wanted to. Because the real trap is other people. When everyone around you has an iPhone, uses FaceTime, uses iMessage, uses AirDrop, parental controls when you got kids, and all of this locked down, this is the real reason why some users cannot walk away from an iPhone, because they are bound down to other people. No matter how much they want a different device, it's like, I have to go back because now everyone's complaining that I'm messing up the group chats, the bubbles are different colors, I can't FaceTime my people, they don't want to download a third-party app, they don't want to use different types of messaging. Let me tell you something. Me, my friends that I do have a few that does have an iPhone, we all use Telegram. We all talk on Discord. Even my family, we all use Telegram. We don't talk on Discord because they're not, just Telegram for them. But you get the point I'm making. Like, there's people out here who just want to grab an iPhone and just want everyone else to have an iPhone because it makes their experience better. Even though you may want something else, it makes their experience better, and you don't want to be that person to not make that better. And don't get me wrong, it may make your experience better too, communicating with them, because if you don't have what they have, then they just don't want to talk to you. Well, Devon, that's probably why you don't have iPhone friends, because they don't want to talk to you because you use Android. But that's not true, because I also have an iPhone. I just don't have my iMessage on for reasons, right? I don't want nobody to get accustomed to bubbles, and that's the only way they're going to text me now. They're going to see the blue bubble and be like, oh, we're going to text you. No, if you need to get in touch with me, you need to text me like a normal person and stop caring about the color of a bubble. I really don't care how the message goes through, as long as it gets to me. That's me. I'm not tied down to using one thing or something like that. But I do know that when it comes to iOS, there's an entrapment, and people are the people that entrap you into this ecosystem a lot deeper. Not really more so the ecosystem, because things just work really good with the ecosystem. Don't get me wrong. I just never like got trapped down into the ecosystem. I just use literally AirDrop. That's it. Favorite thing about the ecosystem, AirDrop. And that's something simple. All the stuff that Apple can do with their Macs and iPads and earbuds and all the stuff like that that I own is really AirDrop for me. Just, it makes my work production easier when I'm going from my laptop to my iPad to my Mac minis. But just saying, with all of that control that Apple has over the user, and not so more so me, is that you get a really solid user experience when it comes to iOS and iPadOS and macOS, and just in general, the way everything connects and works together is really, really good. Now, I don't want to sit here and be like, you know, Apple has the best ecosystem out there, because if you come to my channel and I talk about ecosystems, if you're a fan, you know that I talk about the differences in these ecosystems, where Google has more of like an automated home ecosystem where you can walk in, control your lights, control your TVs, control, you know, everything with your voice type ecosystem. And some people might prefer that, because that's what I prefer, because I live and breathe and, you know, hey, turn my AC on, turn it off, turn it to 80%, turn it to 65%, 95%, you know what I'm saying? Like all of that. I said percent. You know, I meant to say degrees, but you know what I mean? Like I use my voice to control everything in my house, and I really do love that about Google's ecosystem. Now, Apple has more of a work production ecosystem to me where I'm using it to send projects and different things to my Mac iPad and my Mac Minis and stuff like that, from my MacBook Pro to my Mac Minis and all that stuff like that. So it feels more like a productive workflow for me when it comes to their ecosystem, because everything kind of like works. I can like take notes on my iPad and switch it to my, you know, my Mac, and then I can go from my Mac to my iPad. It's productive to me. And then it comes to like Samsung's trying to be everything: refrigerator, home, mobile, you know, just everything. So they can match what Google's doing and they can match what Apple's doing and just make it into one giant ecosystem. But the problem with theirs is not as seamless as Google's and Apple's when it comes to their products and stuff like that, because Samsung's like all over the place with everything. Which, like I say, again, I'm not gonna get too deep about these ecosystems, but I just want you to understand me, if you're watching me for the first time, that I have different takes on the ecosystem. So I cannot sit there and say that Apple's is the best, because how can they be the best if they don't have a refrigerator, if they don't have a microwave, if they don't have a stove, a smart stove like Samsung, right? Like it's different ecosystems for different people. Now, the last thing that doesn't trap me into Apple's ecosystem is the software. I'm not a fan of iOS when it comes to a mobile operating system. I like it on the iPad. I love my iPad. I love my MacBook Pro, Mac Minis, all of that. I love all of that stuff. But when it comes to a phone experience, I just don't like iOS. Not in a sense where it's intolerable, where I just like, I can't stand it, I'm never gonna buy it. But I think that, and I'm just gonna be honest, you know, I think that Android just has a better mobile operating system when it comes to phones. Hands down, I just think it's better. It don't have to be Pixel. I'm just talking about Android OS, just Android OS. It could be OnePlus, it could be Samsung, it could be any phone running Android OS. I just think that Android itself is just a better operating system for mobile. That's just me, okay? Don't shoot the messenger. All right, so listen, we're just gonna go ahead and get to this video. I got 3 reasons why I actually keep an iPhone in my pocket. I'm just gonna say it, and I sat here for hours and few days, actually, not hours, days, thinking about why do I actually keep iPhones around when there's so much I don't like about them. Well, reason number 1 is I have 2 phone lines. I have a personal phone right here, and then I have a business phone. I am a photographer and I have my own business, so I pretty much don't like to have the same eSIM on the same phone. I like to have 2 separate phones when it comes to my phone line. So therefore, when it comes to me having 2 separate lines, I'd rather have 2 separate phones. And if I'm gonna have 2 separate phones, I'd rather have actual 2 separate operating systems. It just seems smart. It just doesn't seem like I should just carry 2 of the same operating system and I should just have 2 different operating systems when it comes to carrying a phone if I'm gonna have a second line. So that is one of my reasons. Number 2, the video on this iPhone is crazy, scary, good. And I don't mean like the video from Apple's standard video. I'm talking about log. Apple's standard video, it's okay. It does a little bit over sharpening and stuff like that. It's just okay, but it's still better than a lot of the competition, but I still find it okay straight out of camera. But the real magic to me is shooting in log. You can really pull out some professional looking videos from this. Now look, if you don't believe me, I'm probably not gonna show you any examples on this channel. I know you're like, on this video, you're probably like, man, when you shoot this, I'm not gonna do that right now, because I have a whole video where I shot a whole wedding on my channel with the iPhone. Check that video out. You'll understand exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to this video. And the reason why I like to have this in my pocket, because I'm gonna be honest with you, I'm a Pixel guy. I'm not shooting videos on this thing. No, I'm just not. I'm absolutely not. So I prefer to keep this in my pocket and use this for video for anything that I want to shoot. Even though I'm shooting in log and I have to come home and edit and color grade and do everything else, I'm totally okay with that. That's the life that I live. It's easy to have a great video camera in your pocket all the time. Literally, I don't have to lug around any of my cameras at all. Even though I bought this camera right here that I'm currently filming on, which is the Canon EOS R50V. That's what it is. And it's small enough for me to keep in the car and use it for video. But in some occasions where I just leave it in the car and I go into, I don't know, just anywhere, a restaurant or something like that, this bad boy is gonna do just fine. So, video. And the third reason for me keeping an iPhone in my pocket is because you guys know that I'm an honest channel. I try to be 100% with my audience. I don't try to sugarcoat anything. I just keep it real, 100, real world usage, real world everything here. And I like to know exactly what the competition is doing out here. And then let's be real, the only real competition to Android is iOS. There's no other competitor. There's Android OS, there's iOS, there's your competition. Now, of course, we know when it comes to Android, there's different flavors of it. So So that's a beauty thing about being an Android user, is that you have different flavors of Android OS, different skins, different hardware, different everything, something that will fit your needs down to the T. But if you get an iPhone, you're stuck with what you're stuck with. But I like to know what the competition is doing and how they're living, so I can get a real view of how I feel between the two, or how I feel between one or the other. There's a lot of people that come on my channel who haven't even bought a Pixel. They look at the paper specs, they look at some other people reviews, or they look at some comments, and they just make their own analysis about the Pixel and say it's trash, the chip is trash, you can't do this, can't do that. But then you hear users who comment under my channel that says my chip is fine, I play games, I do this, I do that. See, that's what I mean. You have people who talk about something who don't even use it, wouldn't even buy it, don't care for it, and they're trying to tell you about your experience. I want to make sure that if I'm talking about the iPhone, I'm actually experiencing the iPhone. If I want to talk about my Pixel, I want to make sure that I'm actually experiencing the Pixel. I don't want to talk about something that I don't own. So a lot of you see that I don't even mention like OnePlus and Huawei and all these other companies and Samsung, because currently right now I don't own any of those phones right now. I would love to, you know, but I don't. So I don't talk about it. I would love to, but I have no experience with them right now currently. I mean, my last Samsung phone was the S25 Ultra, but I took that back before the return period because I realized that I'm just a Pixel guy. But with that being said, is that I want to be real with my audience, so I like to know what the competition is doing. So that is my third reason for keeping this. So these are my really main 3 reasons why I keep an iPhone around. And be honest with you, if I'm totally honest, I might have my corpse about this iPhone, and you know, I got my Ultra watch that goes with it, and I got my Pixel watch over here. This is how I rock. This is how I look every day. This is me every day, literally. But with that being said, I have my issues with this, but there's a lot to love about this OS as well. But it's just that I just find Android just better when it comes to a mobile OS. Anyway, you let me know what is the reason why you still using your iPhone, and what is your lockdown reason? Because I know a lot of you right now can relate to some of the things that I've said as far as iMessage, other people, because that's the biggest thing, FaceTime, and maybe even the continuity between all the Apple devices that you do own currently at the moment. It may be something else that locked you down, but you let me know down in the comments what got you locked down to Apple. Anyways, don't forget to hit that like, share, and subscribe button, and I'll catch you all in the next video. Peace.